Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, back again for another NHL 16 Hockey Ultimate Team build. As today we're going to be going over the highest overall AHL team that you can build in the game. So, as you guys know, we already have done our highest overall bronze team and the highest overall SHL teams that you can do in NHL 16 Hockey Ultimate Team. So if you guys want to check those videos out, links are in the description. But today we're going to be going backwards a little bit since we skipped the AHL over to the SHL since I didn't have all the players yet. And today we're going to be going over the AHL team, and I really enjoy using this team a whole lot. I actually do have test games with this squad, and I will have gameplay for you guys later on in the video. So, the AHL squad, I think, is a big boost from the SHL. They're much better than that, and I would say they're better than the bronze team as well. The only problem with this team is no playmakers. No playmakers on this team whatsoever. All two-way forwards, three power forwards, and 2 snipers. I mainly put the 2 snipers in there just because I feel like the team needed some variety to make up for its lack of playmakers, so there needs to be at least 2 guys on the team that can actually put the puck in the net fairly well. So let's go over this team and show you guys what the squad looks like. So first off, on the first line, we're going to have Magnus Pairings, Travis Morin, and Seth Griffith. So we have Pairings, who is now a member of the Edmonton Oilers, but when the game came out, he was a part of the Chicago Wolves. The Chicago Wolves AHL team. Travis Morin, part of the Dallas Stars organization, the Texas Stars, and Seth Griffith, part of the Boston Bruins, who just got called up today, as I believe. So Pairings, Morin, and Griffith, everybody on this team is 82 overall, so you do not have to worry about that. And honestly, these 2 guys are pretty good. Morin's actually pretty decent on faceoff. A bunch of these guys are going to be very good defensively. Griffith, he does have that speed as only one of 2 snipers that are on the squad. 85 skating, 83 for shot, 83 for hand. So 83 for a shot is kind of the best that you are going to get, other than power being a determining factor. But Seth Griffith does have power and accuracy in his shot. So that's still pretty good first line. You got some speed, you got some good defense, and pretty good checking with Morin and Pairings too, around 84 to protect Griffith out there on the ice. So it's a pretty good first line. Second line, we go to Lucas Lesio, Eric O'Dell, and Anthony Mantha. So we have Lucas Lesio, part of the Arizona Coyotes organization, Eric O'Dell with the Binghamton Senators, and then Anthony Mantha, you guys know him, part of the Grand Rapids Griffins and the Detroit Red Wings. So Anthony Mantha is the second sniper part of this team. Very similar stats to Seth Griffith, except for the fact that Anthony Mantha can throw the body around a little bit better than Griffith. Not as great defensively though, but still he can throw that body around, as he is 6'5", 214. He's a big boy sniper, that's for sure. Eric O'Dell and Lucas Lesio winding out the other two-way forwards on the team. Once again, kind of similar stats to Pairings and Morin, as you guys will be able to see their stats. They're kind of similar skating stats, shooting, hands, checking. Well, Odell's not as good of a checker as Pairings, Morin, and Lesio are, but still, I would think Lucas Lesio is a little bit better than Eric O'Dell, but he's the second best center that you can get on the AHL squad. Third line, we go to Kirby Reichel, Colton Sissons, and Colin McDonald. So, Kirby Reichel, part of the Lake Erie Monsters, Columbus Blue Jackets, Colton Sissons, Milwaukee Admirals, which I think is the Nashville Predators, and then Colin McDonald, former New York Islander, but part of the Phantoms organization this year with Philadelphia. So, Kirby Reichel, I think, has the best checking on this team, other than Tangradi on the next line, but 86 for him. It's pretty good. Kind of slow out there. I was a little bit disappointed with Kirby Reichel. Colton Sissons is actually a very good center. I think he might be a little bit better face-off-wise and kind of defensively than Eric O'Dell is, but not as great offensively, but very good defensively. And then Colin McDonald, was very surprised with Colin McDonald. Very solid all-around two-way forward for him. Good skating and shooting and checking. Defensively and hands not so great, but still a nice rounded two-way forward there with that power forward and 2 more two-way forwards. And then if we go on to line number 4, we got Eric Tangradi. I gotta figure out this guy's first name. Andreas Athanasiou, and then Barclay Goodrow. So Eric Tangradi, part of the St. John's IceCaps for the Montreal Canadiens. Athanasiou, part of Grand Rapids as well, and then Barclay Goodrow, part of the San Jose Barracuda or the San Jose Sharks. So Athanasiou is indeed the quickest player on this squad, having 87 skating, and yes, he does fly out there on the ice, even though around like the 87 skating mark is right around where you see those high top end players in Hockey Ultimate Team really start to pick up the speed a little bit. I would say that their acceleration and probably their agility are a lot better with those skating stats up there. So Athanasu is actually a very quick two-way forward there. Good on checking, not so great on the shooting in the hands, but he's that guy that'll be able to get the puck out of your zone quick, skate up into the offensive zone quickly past some slow-moving D-men, and he'll be able to make a play out there to get the fourth line, the other guy some rest. Same thing with Tangrady. He's out there for the hits. Best checking on the squad at 87. Not really great defensively in hands. He's got a hard shot, so he's a hard checker and does have a hard shot. So watch out for Tangrady. And then Barclay Goodrow is actually pretty good as well. High skating, high checking. Not great shooting in hands, but defensively as well. So these guys are kind of your speed skaters out there. Two that are pretty quick, and all of them honestly can actually hit pretty hard. That's the one thing I liked about this AHL team was they were quick, they can check really hard, and once again, since most of them are two-way forwards, they can play pretty good defensively. And speaking of defensively, let's move on to the defense here. So on the first pair, we're going to have Stuart Percy and Matt Tennyson. So Stuart Percy, part of the Toronto Marlies there, and Toronto Maple Leafs, obviously, and then Tennyson, same thing with the San Jose Barracuda and the Sharks. Stuart Percy, once again, another, I think he might be tied for the quickest moving defenseman on the squad, 85 skating. Pretty good defensively. All these defensemen are actually really defensively solid. Although their defensive categories might not be too great, they're very good defensively. So Stuart Percy, pretty good. Matt Tennyson, he's actually really good as well. I think, honestly, I think Tennyson's probably the best defenseman on this squad. 84s for skating, checking, and defense, pretty much in the categories that do matter for a defenseman. Shooting in hands, not all too much, because it's really the offensive guys and the two-way forwards that are taking control of the offense on this team. So you really don't need that much production from your defensive squads, but still very solid defensively there is Matt Tennyson. Second pair, we got Nate Schmidt and Ville Polka. So Nate Schmidt, part of the Hershey Bears and the Washington Capitals. Ville Polka, Rockford Ice Hogs, and the Chicago Blackhawks. Ville Polka, not too bad. Definitely not the best defenseman on here, but probably around 4 or 5 for the best defenseman on this squad. 84 for skating, 83 for checking. Once again, pretty good moving defenseman and hard hitter. Then when we get to Nate Schmidt, the one of 2 offensive defensemen on the squad, got 85 for skating, so you know he's going to be quick and he's going to have a decent shot in hands. Defensively, not all too much, but that's what you expect when you get an offensive defenseman. And then if we go to the final pair here, we got Petteri Lindbaum and Dylan Olsen, aka X-Tech. So we got Petteri Lindbaum, part of the Chicago Wolves and the St. Louis Blues. And then we got Dylan Olsen, part of the Portland Pirates. And that is the Portland Pirates. That's the Florida Panthers? I think that's right. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And I just remembered I said Chicago, the Chicago Wolves for Edmonton. Paiarvi's part of the St. Louis Blues. I don't know why I said Edmonton before, so make that mistake before somebody rips me in the comments. But Petteri Lindbaum is not your typical offensive defenseman. He's a good moving skater, but he can check and play defensively really well. His offensive categories are not there, which is rather strange. He's built like a defensive defenseman, to say the least. 6'3", 209. Like his stats show. It doesn't seem like he would be an offensive defenseman, but in any case, that's the rating I give him. And then Dylan Olsen, aka X-Tech, is a good moving skater. Not really great for shooting in hand, so you're not going to have him on your power play. This is your penalty kill specialist right here, with a good checking of 86 and a defensive category of 83. So one defensive defenseman on 2 offensive guys, and then 3 two-ways there to round out your defensive squad. Not too bad. And then when we get to the goaltenders here, we got Calvin Pickard, as announcers were saying. I was used to always saying Picard, but Picard, whatever the case. Calvin Pickard, whatever. And then Philip Grubauer there. So Pickard, it's just knack for me to say Picard. Part of the San Antonio Rampage, which is the Colorado Avalanche, and then Grubauer, Hershey Bears, Washington Capitals again. So, Pickard, let's see. Compared to Grubauer, these are the best 2 goaltenders that you can go with. Grubauer seems to be a bit better positioning, and that's pretty much it. Grubauer just has Pickard beat in positioning, but Pickard has him beat in high, low, quickness, and rebound control. So, Pickard is definitely your number 1 go-to goaltender for the squad. Grubauer, good little guy to throw in there for your backup. So let's move on to some gameplay here with this team to show you guys exactly how this team plays. So As I mentioned, a team full of two-way forwards is definitely going to be good defensively. However, this team is really, really good when it comes to offensive play. They take a lot of shots on net, and I mean a lot of shots. I mean, the 3 games that I played with this squad, I'm pretty sure that I neared around 30 shots for all 3 of these games. And now you guys might be thinking, oh, well, the guys that you played weren't really too good. Well, technically, I went 2-1 with 2-1 in the 3 games that I did play with the squad. Realistically, the game that I lost, I really shouldn't have lost because, well, the 3 goals that went in on me in that 3-1 loss, I believe, or 3-2 loss, however it ended up. Mainly, a bunch of those were pretty trashy goals, and I had Grubauer in net. So, with that being said, you know, the team does play pretty good defensively, just barring the lackluster play of the goaltenders. But speaking of offensively, like I said, a very quick team. Once again, the skating categories are not really descriptive of how these guys play. They're very good at getting the puck out of their zone. They're very quick to get to the puck. They fight for the puck. That's what I like about this AHL team. They fight for the puck. Being two-way forwards, a bunch of them, they're going to be good at both, obviously, the offensive and defensive side of the ice. But then again, when you have the lines with the power forwards out there, the two-way forwards really do seem to thrive, as well as the 2 snipers on this team. Do not overlook Seth Griffith and Anthony Mantha. Anthony Mantha, though, is very slow. Even though he has 84 for skating, he moves like a slug out there. Obviously, because of that 6'5" frame, he's not going to be really all too great. But I will give Anthony Mantha the credit that his shot is a bomb. It is a rocket of a shot from Anthony Mantha. Seth Griffith, on the other hand, very quick-moving defenseman. He's very good with his hands, very good with the hands. A lot of these guys really aren't too great with making dekes either. I would say that too much. If there was a playmaker on this squad, I would probably try to feed him the puck more, but sadly enough, there are no playmakers on any of these wings in the AHL. These are obviously the 12 best forwards that you can put together, and I think the first playmaker that I've run into with the AHL is 81 overall, and I believe that's Joel Armia, part of the Manitoba Moose. So he's, I think, the only best playmaker that you can put in the AHL. But you got to work with you got to work with. But like I said, they fight for the puck. They're a very good checking team. Pretty good defensively of cutting down the shots. They throw a lot of shots on net. And then obviously, if you can get Athanasu the puck, yeah, he's very quick. 87 skating, like I said, that's probably the turn-on point for when players really just start to kick it up a little bit and they actually start to fly out there on the ice. So what is the weak point for the offense? Realistically, it's the lack of, I would say, lack of scoring. As much as that, as weird as that sounds, because they're all two-way forwards, they may throw a lot of shots on net, but that's pretty much it. They have to throw a lot of shots on net in some of the weird corners. The good thing is, though, you do get a lot of prime scoring opportunities because a lot of these guys are two-way forwards, so they're very good at protecting the puck. Because, I mean, I'm looking at the team right now, like 6'2", 6'2" on Morin, 6'3" on Pyarvi, 6'1" Lesio, 6' Odell, 6'5" Mantha, Colin McDonald, 6'2", Sissons is 6'1", Reichel, 6 foot, Tangradi, 6'4", Athanasu, 6 foot, Goodrow, 6'1". Seth Griffith is the only person that's below 6 feet on this team, and he is at 5'11" on the offense. So they're very good at protecting the puck. It's very hard to knock these guys over when they have an opposing player with very good checking. It's very hard to knock them off the puck. So they're good at protecting the puck in the offensive zone, but when it comes to shooting the puck, not really all too much. So then we get to the defense here. How does the defense play? Well, most of the defense are near 85 in all their skating categories, so they're very solid defensemen at getting the puck out of the zone. Offensively, like I said, you rarely see these guys getting involved in the play offensively just because their offensive stats are pretty lackluster. None of their shots are really too great other than Nate Schmidt's, but their defensive categories are very good. Like I said, Tennyson is probably the best standout defenseman there. He's got the speed, he's got the defense, he's got the checking. Him and Percy are probably your 2 go-to defensemen here. Other than that, nobody really other than that is all too great. Lindbaum is good defensively as well, but like I said, he's that weird kind of offensive defenseman that doesn't really have the stats there. And then obviously you have your one really good checking defenseman in Dylan Olsen who will be able to lay the body down. So defensively, they're not going to be involved in the offensive of the play all too much, but when it comes down to defensively, these guys do a very good job of shutting the opposing team down. And then when it comes to the goaltenders, what are the weak points for the goaltenders? Same thing that you had to deal with the bronze team, and that is the rebound control. The rebound control is very bad for this team. They're very good at, you know, saving the glitch goals, saving the shots from the point. Picard actually had a little bit of difficulty of dealing with some screenshots. Grubauer, not really all too much, because the games that I had Grubauer in, I only played him for one game, but the game that I played Grubauer in, he didn't really face all too many shots, so I really couldn't get a gauge on what Grubauer's weakness was. But Picard for sure was the rebound control, but most of the time he shut down opposing teams very, very well. And it's just the trashy goals that go in on these guys, to say the least. Like the rebounds, the rebound controls, the tip-in goals, kind of the weird goals that you don't expect to be scored on all too much in the game. You know, the usual goals like the cross-creasers and the one-timers, the pullbacks. They do a good job of saving those shots, but you just got to be on the lookout for the rebound control. So play protect the net. Once again, get the puck out of the zone quickly. You won't have to worry about it. So I really enjoyed playing with this AHL team very, very much. I enjoyed them a lot more than the CHL Bronze team. That is without question. I wish I would have tried out the SHL team to definitely compare them to that, but I would think that these guys would play a hell of a lot better than the SHL squad. So there you go, guys. There is the highest overall AHL team that you can build in Hockey Ultimate Team. Like I said, lots of two-way forwards, not much offense, but you will be able to put a lot of shots on net, very good speed. You'll be able to lay down some hits. You'll be able to shut them down defensively. Just got to worry about those weird fluky goals that might go in on you every now and then. But this is a very, very solid team, and it's got a very good variety of players from some different teams. So there you go, guys. That is the best AHL team that you can build in the game. And let me know what you guys think. If you ever used any of these AHL players before, let me know. And then we will continue to move along with our highest overall series, as I believe we're going to be moving on to the Sim Liga League next. So we will definitely do this once again. But thanks guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe as always. Remember, if you want to go check out the previous two team builds with the CHL team and the SHL team, both of those links are in the description down below. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to the 3 people that I played for these games. Thanks to It's NHL for the thumbnail. And I'll see you guys next time. Leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. Catch you later.